What day is? Happy Wednesday. Uh, Hopefully Wednesday's better than Tuesday. But no, we got beat by a team that's better than we are and older, uh, more mature, and they kind of imposed their will on us. And we're just not as good as they are. And therefore you got to be really smart. You got to hit shots. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. We got a lot to learn. I think we're playing hard on the defensive end, and we did some things defensively to put us in a position to put some game pressure on them, but then they always answered, which they're good. Brad does a great job with his team, and they have a lot of weapons. They're a good team. I mean, they were last year, and they are right now. And we're just an average team that's very young that has to get better. And so on the offensive end, we're not confident. We're not. For whatever reason it is, we are not confident on that end of the court, and I got to do things to make sure that they get that confidence, and so a lot of work to do, but and it's a learning experience. Especially these two games, Michigan State and Illinois. You're playing teams at a really high level. A lot of these kids, they've not been in this before, and so and our veterans have only been able to do so much to help us. Matt, Jay Gold are playing well. Obviously, Wendell is really struggling. I mean, God bless him. I mean, he's just really struggling, and the more veterans you have can help the younger guys. And when a veteran is struggling like that, one, I feel badly for him. I mean, I know it hurts him like crazy, but usually a veteran can help another kid or kids and be a source of strength. So some of these young guys are out there a little bit alone, and so we're going to just keep working and getting better. But they're really good. Brad does a great job with their team, and they have two big guys who are good, and then they have a bevy of perimeter players who can play, and they can shoot. So any questions that you all have?
All right, we'll start with Brendan Marks. Brendan, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned the confidence on the offensive end of the court. And I know you had said after, I think, the Bellarmine game that you guys had worked on implementing a few more sets to try and kickstart some things. Based on what you saw in the offseason, what did you expect the offensive identity of this team to be? And is that still the best option, or is it going to take sort of a revamp of that plan?
No, I think, Brent, we're always looking at different things. Whatever you see in the offseason, if you don't have a veteran team, where you have just a bunch of key guys coming back, really you're kind of experimenting. You don't know for sure what the offense will look like. We thought we could be more of an up-tempo, penetrate, kick, ball screen, and be free shooters. Obviously, that's not going on, and I think because when we started that way, and we haven't had a good perimeter shooting game yet. Against Bellarmine, who's a good team, Matt was 6 for 8, and Jamin was 4 for 4 from 3, but that's not the perimeter, and so we gotta keep looking.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Evan Cohen, go ahead, please.
So Jalen Johnson obviously showed in that first game against Coppin State, very talented player. since then it hasn't really seemed to get it going. And, how do you plan on, as conference play begins, sort of, get them going offensively, get them into a rhythm?
Well, there's a big difference between Coppin State and Michigan State and Illinois. So I'm sure you should notice that. And so it's going to be easier against Coppin State. And sometimes when you have a game like that, you can think that other games will be not as physical, but these games are really physical, so you have to play through contact, not fouls, contact. And that's a learned experience. And Jalen's learning that right now. The other thing is, when people play off of him right away, you don't have to bite on that all the time. You can be a screener and whatever, and then get that shot later and get more involved. And again, now he's trying. The first 3 plays of the second half, he has a chance to get 7 points, and we got none. And there'll be games, hopefully soon, where when he has that, he will get 7 points. But that didn't happen tonight. I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying that's part of the problem, is playing through physicality. Same thing with DJ. They were very physical with him early. He weighs 170 pounds, and he's got a good heart and whatever, but you got to get adjusted to that, and got to get adjusted to it. So it's a learned experience. These guys already know how to play at this level. Illinois does. We have to learn how to play at this level. This is not inherited wealth, where we have what we have had. What we have had is really damn good, and it's produced a lot of championship teams. We do not have that. You have to earn that with a new group, and this group is one of the youngest groups we've had. So it creates a dynamic that's difficult, and also when teams play against us, it's for them to come into Cameron, not just to play Duke, but to play in Cameron, whether they're fans or not, they're ready to play. They're going to be ready to play us, and you're not going to get anyone looking ahead. So our guys, they've not experienced that yet. They're experiencing it right now, and hopefully that makes us tougher and better.
We have time for a couple more. We'll go to Josh Graham first.
Coach, there's 4 ACC programs right now canceling games this week due to COVID, and you also see programs trying to approach how maneuver through the holiday, and you even have Jeff Capel saying yesterday something doesn't feel right about playing right now. Does it feel right to you currently?
No, I don't think it feels right to anybody. I mean, everyone is concerned. We made an assessment, or I'm not sure who leads college basketball. It's done by committee. You have oversight committee. You have this committee, and anything that's led by committee is not agile in handling a situation. And so we made an assessment and there was a consensus. It wasn't like well planned that we're going to start November 25th. And that was made without knowing if there was going to be where the vaccine was, how many cases, and basically it was more of a mentality of get as many games in as possible. And I would just like for the safety, the mental health and the physical health of our players and staff, to assess where we're at. In our country today, you have 2,000 deaths a day, You know, you have 200,000 cases, 1.5 million last week. You have people saying that the next 6 weeks are going to be the worst. To me, it's already pretty bad. And on the other side of it, there are these vaccines that are coming out that were, people say that by the end of the month, 20 million vaccine shots would be given, especially to our health care, to the people who need it. And by the end of January or in February, another 100 million. Well, should we not reassess that? And see what would be best. What would be best. And look, I'm going to do whatever they say. We're going to make the most out of everything we say, everything that's done, that's said. But yeah, it's a different time. It's just a different time. And look, I just got my butt beat by a lot. So anything I say, someone can say, well, he's saying that because he got his butt beat. And do I think things should be done a little bit differently? Yeah. I mean, a lot of kids aren't going to be able to go home for Christmas. It's probably a time where they should, for mental health. We're just plowing through this. And I was texting with Steve Forbes last night. His own son got it. 5 players got it. Really, even we should get updates as to how many programs are on pause a week, how many cases there were, what's going on, instead of just plowing through. But look, I know somebody will take what I'm saying tonight and make it like I'm making excuses. I hope I don't make excuses. We need to get a lot better, but for the good of the game and the good of the safety and the mental and physical health of our players and staff and whatever, we need to constantly look at this thing. And I think that's a smart thing to do. And whatever happens as a result of looking at it, understand that there are vaccines coming. And,
Thank you, Coach.
all right. I know the NCAA is worried about the end game. They're not as worried about the game we're playing right now. And who is it that you talk to? Like, why? You're asking me, but do you know who to call to ask about that? And we're smiling and we're laughing, but that's sad, right? I think that's sad. That's not the way to. And again, Illinois killed us. We're not that good. God bless everyone.
All right, Coach. Thanks for your
All
time.
right, thank you.
Thank you.